Hello students, in previous session we have completed the social institutions. In that already we have completed our family and marriage, and after that even we have completed the religion as a social institution. So today we have another social institution, so that is your art. So that art is also considered as a social institution. So today we are going to see art as a social institution. So how this art is a social institution? Because art or a creativity, what the individuals are doing, that is also giving them a chance for the view will be there. So the objectivity will be there, and all that artistic things are going to lead them to mold their personality. So that's why we are considering this art as a this social institutions as well. Even this art is going to connect the individual with the emotional status of their life, with so many other things as well. So let's start the art as a social institutions. So as we know, the art which is a skill which is acquired by the individuals. That means the skill what the individuals are got, which are acquired, modified and strengthened through learning. So that is considered as our art. So mainly when we talk about the skill of art, it is the acquired of the skill. That means art. That means that specific skill we have already acquired. We have gained that skill. After that, we have somehow modified that skill. Some negative things or some lacking point we have eliminated, some good things we have added in that, and this is how we have modified that thing. And also we have strengthened the art with through the learning. The more and more the individuals are going to learn these things, and this is how they are going to strengthen. This is how they are going to make that ability more stronger and stronger. And that is called as a skill of art. When the individuals are going to acquire, modify and strengthen the skill of art with the repeated learning or through the learning. So that is your art. The next point about the art as a social institution is overtly seen through the activities. That means overtly, that means superficially we have seen. The activities what superficially we have seen, that we are going to convert into the art. So that art is overtly seen through the activities. Whatsoever activities we have seen, that we have converted into the art. So this is how somehow the art is also facilitating the interactions. Any image or any artistic things when we are going to see, at that time that is passing or that is conveying some message to us, and this is how the art is a way of interaction among the individuals. Then it can be developed through established ways in an organized behavior. So when we need to develop the art, at that time there will be the established ways, some specific ways or some specific steps will be there in the organized behavior. That means when we need to organize our behavior in the area of art, at that time it will have some specific steps. It fulfills the fundamental need which are necessary to preserve and maintain social order. Maintaining social order, that means the connection of the different social institutions. When one social institution is connecting with the other social institution, at that time it is considered as a social order. For an example, marriage, there is a connection of the marriage and the family. So this is how two different social institutions are connecting with each other, they are associating with each other, and that is how it is considered as a social order. So this art fulfills the fundamental needs, that means the basic need which are necessary to preserve and maintain social order. That means the creativity is important when we need to associate all these areas, all these social institutions, when we need to associate all the other social institutes with each other. For an example, religion, family, and the marriage. At that time, to connect all those things, the art, the skill of art, or we can say the creativity is required. So that is how it preserves, or it is necessary for the maintaining social order, because it facilitates the connection between different social institutions. Then the next point about art as a social institution is it exercises control over human behavior. That means when the human beings need to control their behavior, for that practices also the art is helpful. For an example, if one individual is interested in doing any art or any creative activity, at that time, if they are so much aggressive, they will exert their aggression by doing these artistic things, and that aggression we will be able to see on that artistic thing. So this is how it exercises over human behavior. What type of artistic creativity we are going to do, and this is how our human behavior, or we can say our personality, is going to be developed. We are going to mold our personality with the help of even art as well. Then the next point is it fulfills the imagination of the people. Imagination of the people. That means when we have some imaginations in our thoughts, when we have some thoughts in our mind, when we have some imagination in our mind, with the help of art, we can we can fulfill our imaginations. What actually are imaginations? What actually we do not have, but we can fulfill that imaginations with the help. Our imaginations will be fulfilled with the help of these artistic things. For an example, I am thinking for the smartphone in my imaginations, and I am drawing that image of the smartphone. So this is how my imaginations will be fulfilled. So the art will helpful for the individuals to fulfill their imaginations as well, what they are imagining, and to convert that into the expressed version, we can say, in the form of art. So that will be possible with this. The next is maintenance of calmness and control the mind and activities of individual to ease the emotions and to recognize behavior pattern with certain situations. So that is the most important area or aspect, we can say, of the art. Maintenance of calmness, to maintain the calm behavior of the individuals, to control the mind and activities of the individual. So the art, when we are doing at that time, it is going to ease all the emotions. What all the emotions we have, that we are going to show in our creativity, or in our things what we are doing. For an example, an individual is, if they are doing painting, what all the emotions they have held in their mind, they are going to show that emotions in their painting, and this is how the interaction will be there. And that is going to give some calmness, because all the strongly held emotions will be ventilated out on that canvas. So this is how they will be able to control their mind, because for an example, the emotions might be the sad emotions or the happy emotions, or all that emotions will be expressed with the help of this art. And this is how this art is also, it is going to helpful for the recognize behavior patterns with certain situations. So for an example, as we have seen, the imaginations we are converting in, the imaginations are already there, and when we are going to draw anything, so that imagine things or the situations will be there, and this is how it will be easy to identify the nature or behavior of the individual with the help of art. Then further in this art as a social institution is it allows a feeling of strength and determine the condition behavior of individuals. So as we have earlier discussed, to strengthen the feeling of the individual, how they are feeling and what is their feelings, to strengthen that also the art is going to allow, at the same time determine the condition behavior of individual, in what condition the individual is having. For an example, if children is drawing the picture if children is drawing a picture on the canvas, the one mother will be there, the children will be with the mother, and at some distance they are going to show some male figure. Then we can identify that what is the mental state of the children, that what he is thinking or what is going inside her, in what is actually going in inside the children's mind. So that condition of the individuals, or we can say the behavior of an individual, will be identified with the help of these artistic things. So for that also it helps. Then the next is it generates emotional feeling in approved fashion. Emotional feelings. So what emotions are there? So that emotions, to exhibit that emotions, to express that emotions, it is an approved fashion, we can say, because no one can restrict anyone to paint something or to show the creativity or to do some artistic things. So whatever emotions are there, for an example, if I am in a state or if I am in a situation where I am not able to show my aggressive behavior, I can draw that things, or I can draw some images like that which will allow to express my emotions, and with the help of the pictures or by doing any this type of artistic things, I can express my emotions. So it is said that any type of emotional feelings are the ventilation of that type of emotional feelings will be approved. So so that's why it is called as that it is approved fashion. That means no one can deny that no, you don't draw like this or you don't do this type of creativity. So it is approved fashion to show or to exhibit or to ventilate out our emotions or for our expressions. Then the next is meets psychological, emotional, social needs of the individual through organized efforts. That means with the help of this art, even the psychological things, the emotional things related to your minds, related to your emotions, the social needs of the individual through organized efforts. Organized efforts, that means whatever artistic things we are going to do, there will be some organized things that will be coming out in some steps. So it will be organized efforts, and in that organized way, when progressively we are involving in this type of activities, so all the psychological, the emotional and the social need of the individuals will be met. The next point is it allows a feeling of strength and determine the condition behavior of individual. That means with the help of this art, that is going to strengthen the feeling of the individual, that what they are feeling and how they are feeling, that they are ventilating out. So this is how it strengthens the feeling of the feelings will be strengthened with the help of art, and determine the condition. That means what is the state of the mind of that particular individual, that will be identified by this, and the behavior of an individual. For an example, very aggressive behavior is there, then all the times in that artistic things or what paintings they are doing, that aggressions somehow we will be able to see. So what type of behavior individual is having, that also will be identified by this type of arts. Then it generates emotional feeling in approved fashion. That means the art is going to generate the emotional feeling in approved fashion. Approved fashion. For an example, that means whatever socially approved, that type of manner it is in which they can show their emotions or in which they can show their expressions. For example, if I am feeling aggressive, very much aggressive in the situation where 2-3 members are sitting, if I am not able to show that aggression on that, that aggressive behavior even I can show in that pictures or what artistic things I am doing. So that is the approved fashion. No one is going to scold me for that type of behavior. When I'll be doing in that 2-3 peoples and I'll show verbally my aggressive behavior or anything like that, then it will be disapproval of my behavior. So whatever emotions or whatever feelings we have, that we can ventilate out in the acceptable manner or the approved fashion, that we can say. So this is how that art is going to help us out to ventilate our feelings as well as to express their emotions. So that it is then. And this is how the art will meet the psychological, emotional and social need of the individual through organized efforts. That means all the psychological, social and emotional need of the individual will be met by this art, because this is how the whatever all the things we have seen, and that is how the art is allowing us to maintain or to establish a communication. For the interaction it is allowing us, and this is how the psychological things, what is ongoing in our brain or in our mind, that we can ventilate or that we can express through our artistic things, or what emotions we are holding inside our mind, that also we can express. And the social needs, what is our need or what is how we are behaving or what is our behavior, that all the conditions, that the condition of our mind, that we are showing on the canvas. And this is how it is a approved fashion for even that will meet the need of the psychological, emotions and the social need also will be met, and the individual, and that will all the things will be the through the organized efforts. That means not only in one attempt what art we are doing or what things we are doing that we will be able to do, but as we have seen, art is a skill which needs acquiring of that skills, modifying of that skills, as well the repetition or the education or a practice of that skills are required, and then only that is going to be strengthened. And that when it will be strengthened, at that time we can do the interaction with the help of this art. So that this is how the art is a social institutions, because that is also allows us to interact, that is also allows us to identify that what is ongoing in the mind of the individual. So that it is. So this is how the art is as a social institution. So that's it about our another social institution, that is your art. That's it for today. Thank you.